Joseph Duarte, Houston Chronicle. Dana, do you have an update on Clayton or exactly what happened on that play?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have played him. He's a competitive kid and he wants to play. He yanked his hamstring last week. You guys saw it. I'm always going to downplay it. He didn't practice. He did some walk-through half-speed stuff. It's not as bad as what it was 2 years ago. And based on going through that, I said you know your body better than anybody. Hindsight, I shouldn't have played him. That's my fault. But he wanted to play. He's a competitive kid. Ike had a really good week of practice. He's been waiting for this moment for a while. I just felt a lot more comfortable with when Ike went in. We struggled. Just didn't feel good about calling specific things, and that's my fault. I own that. Should have went with Ike, but obviously I trust Clayton. He's played a lot of ball, and he had a good game last week and wanted to go out there and build on it, keep some momentum going. He'll be fine for next week.
So just to be clear, it was the hamstring that he left the game?
Yes.
Next question. James Mueller, the Cougar. Dana, you talked about it a little bit, but just what you saw overall from Ike, coming in late in the first quarter and just how he was able to settle in and really get into rhythm as the game progressed.
I thought he played pretty good. Just ran things, knew what we were trying to do. I thought he was accurate with the ball. Our offensive issues started up front. I mean, we were, whether it was play calls or, Clayton being tentative. At the end of the day, we didn't block anybody in the first half. I mean, it was pitiful. I was irritated, and I got after the O-line. I mean, it was not good. We took a step in the right direction last week when it comes to that. I got after him at halftime. It ain't the 5 or 7 guys up front. I mean, tight ends play a role in that. Receivers play a role in that. But at the end of the day, it all starts up front. And I don't think we blocked anybody. And I told them that at halftime. And then we came out in the second half, and we blocked people. And that's why we ran the ball and scored on 3 possessions. Throwing the football, they were getting back there, knocking the quarterbacks around. Clayton was in there, he got knocked around. When Ike went in there, he got knocked around. And I thought Ike stood in there and did a wonderful job for a kid that hasn't played a whole lot of college football. I thought he stepped in and did a great job. So I was happy with his performance.
Andy Yanes, Apollo Media. And Dana, last week you said you were impressed by Alton McCaskill's performance. He followed up with another great performance. What have you seen from him tonight? And would you say that he's kind of he's kind of leading that running back group right now?
He's going to be a pretty good player. Jeez. He looks different out there. I mean, he looks better every week. He's going to look better every week. I mean, he's 6'2", 210. Talented. We knew we had a good one, but he's game ready as a true freshman. Week 2, week 3, he got better. The kid just keep getting better. We're gonna need all those guys. I thought Tazon went in there and did some good things, and Chandler went in there and did some good things. Didn't play Mulba, just precautionary. He's gonna be ready to go when we need him. But usually at running back, you'd need 4 or 5 of them throughout the course of a year. Alton's kind of our dude right now. Can we talk about the defense a little bit? I mean, we're sitting here talking about the offense, one, because they stink, and quarterbacks and not blocking and O-line, and let's quit talking about them and start talking about our defense a little bit. I mean, would they hold them to 100 yards? I mean, I don't think those guys were going to get it. They wouldn't have got a first down if we would have played them the whole game the way that we wanted to. So, and Coach Belk is doing a great job, and those guys got confidence, and they're playing with confidence.
Dana, sort of going off the defense last year, I know you mentioned how lack of turnovers was a concern. This is the 3rd straight week you've been able to force a turnover, and just consistent pressure up front. Can you just talk about what you've seen through the
what
first
turnover we get? I forget.
The fumble. Mutant caused it late first quarter.
Okay. Yeah, it almost had that pick. Deontay's You know, it was just, I mean, I saw it too. I was like right there, and I'm like, I thought they were going to reverse it. But his heel was literally a half an inch out of bounds. You know, what did we turn it over? We threw a pick. So it was like 1-1, whatever. I mean, yeah, we want to get turnovers, and we don't need to throw it to them. We did that once, and we got a turnover, so good.
Rob Sellers, 247 Sports. Coach was just going to ask you about defensively. You guys create a lot of pressure. I know you got to him a lot as well, but just what can you say about all the guys you were able to get in there defensively and get some experience today?
Both sides, we played a lot of people, right? Both sides, we played a lot of people. They were running the ball on 3rd and long because they knew what we were about to do if they dropped back and threw it. You know, I mean, we're getting good pressure on the quarterback. That's been a focal point with how we play defense. And, you know, Coach Early does a great job with those guys as far as read and run pass and getting them to the quarterback. You know, I got to go against those guys all the time, and they're hard to block. So, you know, it's good to see.
John Vioza, Coug TV. What do you hope to gain from the outcome of today's win, and what can you look to improve defensively?
I don't know what we can do to improve defensively. I mean, Navy's going to pose so many different problems. They got 2 weeks to prepare for us. I mean, I don't even know if we'll watch this video tomorrow. We'll be straight to Navy and, you know, stopping the run game that they bring. I don't know. 2 weeks from now when we play Tulsa, we'll reassess it and see where we need to go from here. But I doubt we even watch this video defensively. It'll just be on to a different kind of offense.
Dana, Marcus got loose, you know, on that punt return. Can you just talk about that and just?
I don't know if we blocked anybody on that either. I mean, he just made 10 guys miss. I mean, he's just special with that. I mean, he's got a gift at punt return. I mean, he tracks it and fields it. We tried to get him the ball a little bit offensively. We have 3 straight games now, and our best offensive play is him back there at punt return. You know, I don't know if we blocked anybody. I think he just made everybody miss. It was part of our special teams being average in the first half, missed a field goal, punted the ball out of bounds, let a punt hit, you know, and roll. I mean, there was, you know, got a holding call on one of them. There was some bad special teams play in the first half. There was some really bad offensive stuff in the first half. I did want to give Tank Dell, he's in the back here, he's going to come up and talk. He played his tail off. I mean, he kept us going and kept us alive in the first half. You know, another 100-yard game. So, you know, other than him offensively, we didn't do a whole lot. You know, but Marcus, from a punt return perspective, that was the one good play special teams was.
Dana, back on defense with what Coach Belk has come in and done, better than what you expected, or in terms of how things have come together, or I mean, what do you read into the?
Too early.
Yeah,
it's too early. I mean, these last 2 offenses aren't what we're going to be playing the rest of the year. I mean, the last 2 weeks. I mean, they're not they're not great offensively. Okay?
To get some results.
Now, Texas Tech, we had some problems. We had missed assignments. We had tackling issues. You know, I think Tech's a good quality offense. The last 2, you know, not so much. Navy's going to be a different thing. I don't know. I'll tell you here in 2-3 weeks when we play Tulsa and Tulane. You know, yeah, we're on track, and I'm happy with them. I'm happy with Doug. Knew what we're going to get with them. Scheme's awesome. The fact that the defensive players are playing as hard as any defense I've seen, been a part of, and I've had some good defenses now. I mean, everybody just thinks I'm an offensive guy, but we've had some good defenses, and these guys are playing their butt off, and they play hard for Doug, and they're well coached, and we have depth. So far so good, but it's gonna get more challenging.
Right. And real quick on Alton, with Tayshawn coming back and Mulba hurt, he was going to get a lot of the work. Is that about I think he had 16 carries. Is that a good number for him? Do you like that?
I think we're still trying to figure it out with him. You know, he's just a freshman. He's only going to get better and get stronger and become more involved. I think at this point with him, it's about whatever he can handle. You know, but guys are going to get nicked up, and I thought the rest of them went in there and ran hard and ran good, and we know what we're getting with Mulva. So, you know, it's you know, I don't know if you're asking if he's going to be our bell cow or not. I don't know what he can handle yet. we're still trying to figure that out. But so far, so good. So far, so good when it comes to him. Like what I see.
One more question.
You told the guys about the winning streak now. I mean, you guys have won.
We won 2 in a row. We haven't done that since I've been here. I mean, you know, it's not like we've just lost every game we've lined up and played, but there hasn't been 2 in a row. You know, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, lose, win, lose, win. I mean, that's the way it's been. I think it obviously would have been different last year if 8 games weren't canceled and stuff like that. But it feels good to have 2 in a row. You know, it feels good to be at TD ECU Stadium, be home. It felt different out there to me. I'm just telling you, you know, I think our administration's doing a good job. The field looked good. The wrap looks good. The concourse looks good. There's people in the stands. Feels good. Looks good. It's going to get better and better and better.
Thanks, Coach.
All good? Thank you all.
You're good? Okay. Joined by wide receiver Nathaniel Dell. Once again, just raise your hand and we'll get you the mic.
So, Tank, did you take dancing lessons when you were little to get that foot down like that, or how do you get the concentration level there to make that play there in the end zone?
I feel like I was kind of born with it, you know. I practiced it, though, like during pregame. I was out there, like, catching sideline catches, making sure I get both feet in bounds. So it just translated into the game and made it happen.
Did you feel like when Clayton went out, you obviously have had a good connection with him, that you sort of maybe needed to step up a little bit more with him out and somebody, you know, new quarterback in there?
Yes, sir. I felt like I had to step up and carry the momentum for my team. And then everyone, like, once I did it, everyone, you know, got on the same page as me. But with Clayton out, we had Ike. I was practicing with Ike throughout the week. So it just I was already comfortable with Ike, and Ike was comfortable with me. And we were just going from there.
Tank, just sort of going off that, you talked about how you've grown in comfort level with Ike. Was it just, you know, this past few weeks that you've really had a lot of reps with him, or have you?
Really just this week. You know, I've been with Toon. You know, Toon the number 1 quarterback, so he's QB1. So I just been working with Toon throughout the weeks since the summer and stuff. But this week I've been working with Ike a lot more because Toon was a game time decision. So I just been working with Ike throughout the week, staying after practice, catching passes from him, just building chemistry with him so that we can come out here Saturday and, you know, be on the same page.
And your overall impressions of Ike, what do you think he does well? You know, placement of the ball, all that.
He has a strong arm, so I know like he can throw Toon does too. Don't get me wrong, but Ike can throw the ball like far, so that's a good thing. He's a senior. He's like older. He's definitely like probably one of the oldest on offense. So he's a smart quarterback, and I feel like that take him a long way.
Tank, do you like that role of being sort of the go-to guy? Now, early on, Dana was like, I'd rather have a bunch of guys, maybe spread it around, but it's obvious that whoever's at quarterback is going to go to you. Is that something that you put pressure on yourself, or the number of targets you're going to give where you have to produce, or how do you feel about that role?
No, I don't feel no pressure. I know. I think I was built for it. You know, I love being a favorite receiver to the QBs and stuff. That's something I want to be. You know, that's what I pray on. But I don't feel no pressure. Nah, no pressure with me. Nah.
Any more questions? All right, thanks, Tank. Thanks. Yep. Thank you. Thanks again. You good? Great questions. All set? Yep. Joined by linebacker Dana Holgorsen. Pass along the mic for questions whenever you're ready.
Hey, Donovan, I just wanted to ask you, you look like you have a lot of fun when you're out there playing. You're full of energy. I know the staff likes you that for what you bring defensively as far as leadership. How does it feel on a night like tonight when you're out there a lot? You guys kind of got up early, but you kept pushing through with the same intensity.
I mean, to answer the first part of your question, I mean, this is this is the person I've always been. So I don't feel like it's me doing anything or forcing anything or trying to be this person. I value where I'm at. I'm here only because of the blessings put in my life, and I won't be here forever. And this is a privilege, and it's not given to everybody. So I make sure when I'm out there, I don't take a single opportunity, whether it's shaking somebody's hand, laughing with somebody, cheering somebody on who made a big play. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for no other reason. I'm here for the team. I'm here for us to win. I'm here to see all my brothers who I put the sweat, the grind, the tears, the blood in 365 days a year, and we just get 12 opportunities. And we work our tail off for a whole year, and we just get 12 opportunities to show everyone, show the world what we do. So, why not go out there and be like that? But, on a night like tonight, man, you don't take no game for granted. Yeah, like Coach Holgorsen said, man, if they're on our schedule, they're meant for us to play them. Like, we don't take anyone lightly. We don't play up or down in no competition. We play to the level of our training and the standard for us. Coach Belk been telling us all week, all summer, all spring, fall camp, everything. No matter who's on our schedule, we're playing in the parking lot, we're playing here, we're playing wherever we're playing. Our goal, we're not going against them, we're going against ourselves, and there's a standard for us that's much higher than the person in front of us. And go out there, and if we are who we say we are who we think we are, then the game should look a certain way, and our attention and our detail and our effort and how we play should look the same every single time. So that's not really a thing that we think about no matter who we're playing. We play one way.
Dana just talked about how this defense, he's been around a lot, the game of football a long time, but this year's defense is something special. They play with an intensity, a level of energy that's he hasn't seen before. Can you just talk about sort of what has made this defense so special and your overall opinion on how y'all performed in your first 3 games? Obviously, tonight y'all held Grambling to 102 yards and third straight game, forcing turnovers and all that.
96 yards before the last drive, but, man, I think number one, we care about each other, and I don't. Please don't think I'm saying that just because that's what I should say for an interview, man. We care about each other. Like when we leave the building, the guys in our defense hang with each other, and that's everywhere we go. And on anything that's successful, any business, any corporation, any athletics team, anything that's gonna be successful, that's a conglomerate of people, a group of people. You have to care about each other if you're going to produce what you can produce at the maximum. You know what I mean? And so we care about each other, man. That's been a big thing that we've harped on. And the coaches instilled that first, man. If you don't care about the guy next to you, we won't be as good as we can because talent's not a problem. Depth's not a problem for the first time in a few years. We have an abundance of both of those. But, man, what is our effort? What is our how much do we care? What does that look like? How much do we care for each other? How are we going to show people that we care about each other, man? And so it's taken a long time, man. This did not happen overnight. It's taken a minute for us to get to this point. But, man, we love each other, and we have a defense full of guys that want to get in your face. You know what I mean? We have a defense full of dudes that they want to make the play. More than that, they want to do their job, and if somebody else makes the play, no one is pouting their head down because they didn't get it. Man, that's my brother. I really care about him, and he did it. So as a result, I did it. You know what I mean? And so that's how we work. I hope I answered your question.
Donovan, in the summer, whoever we talked to on defense, whether it was linebackers or the heart and soul or the DBs are deep and can make plays or the D-line can get sacks and pressure, you guys told us all that and really believed it and sort of held back on, we're going to let you see it first. You guys feel like this is a completely different defense, completely different vibe than the last couple of years?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You just said it. We have everything that you can want from a defense, starting in the back end. We have talent, we have speed, we have athleticism. We got guys who can cover. We have guys with high football IQ. That trickles all the way down to the front. And like I said, guys care about each other, and we play really hard. And so we know that we're Houston, man. We're little old Houston people. We're just the dudes from the third ward. Nobody wants to give us anything. No one wants to give us any credit. Nobody wants to give us what we deserve, you know what I mean, when it comes to how good we are. But every week we take that as a chip on our shoulder, and we love it. We laugh at it. We embrace it because we know when we put what we put on the field, man, it's going to speak for itself. You know what I mean? Like, how do I say this? A good product will sell itself. We don't have to really talk about it. You know what I mean? And so when we get out there, it's already sold. Everybody sees it. It sells itself. You know what I mean?
One more question?
this may seem like a small step for a program or something, but how much does winning back-to-back games matter or mean? Because, everybody knows it's been a struggle last year with COVID and Coach Holgorsen's first year, but this is the first time in 3 years that you guys have won 2 games in a row and can sort of build off of that momentum.
Make no mistake about it, a winning is a win in anything, but especially in college football, man, it is hard to win. It is so hard to win. It takes a lot. It takes a bunch of moving pieces, and everybody has to be on the same accord to go get a win. And so no matter who we're playing, we're like I said, we're in the parking lot or we're here, no matter who we're lined up against, if we go out there and we come out victorious, that's something to celebrate. That's something to feel great about no matter who it is. You know what I mean? And so we got a great one last week. And same thing we said in the locker room today. Hassan Hippolyte said the same thing he said last week. Man, cherish it, celebrate it, love it. Embrace what we just did as a collective. When the sun comes up, it's over. When the sun comes up, it's over. I don't want to hear no one talk about it. Same thing this week, man. We got our first time in 3 years winning 2 games in a row. That's huge. No matter who we're playing, they're a quality team. They won as a program 70% of their games. That's hard to do. That's elite in any regard. You know what I mean? And so we don't take them lightly. We went out there and we did what we were supposed to do. The score represented it. Although there's a bunch of things that could have went our way that we didn't get, we left a bunch out there. Every week we're going to continue to get better, but a win is a win in any regard, man. You have to love it. You have to cherish it. When the sun comes up, it's over with because we have a bunch more to come, and our goal is to wipe the board. You know what I mean? And so we cherish this, man. It's great. It feels great. You should have seen dudes in the locker room losing their mind a little bit, and that's needed. That's all perfect. That's all good for this moment. We wake up in the morning, it's over with, but we don't take it for granted at all. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Tom.
For sure.
Got Mike as well. Got quarterback Ogbogu. Pass along the mic. Whoever's ready.
Like, what does tonight mean to you? Obviously, Coach Holgorsen talked a while ago about, you waited a long time to get here. What does it mean, the whole thing, the getting in there and playing significant minutes? Sitting up here right now, all this, I'm sure it's throughout your career you've thought about moments like this. What does it feel like?
I'm at like a loss for words right now. I don't know if you guys know my story, but coming out of high school, didn't really have too many offers coming out of high school. I had one offer, but it kind of got revoked because the coaching staff at the school, they ended up leaving. So I kind of bet on myself, decided to come out here to the University of Houston because I feel like it would be good to be in a big city, come from San Jose, California, so it's something I'm used to. And I'm a business major, so it's obviously a great business school as well. And this moment right here has been something I've been waiting for a long time. Like, as a walk-on, it's not the easiest thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But I just bet on myself and just kept working and working and working, and it's like paying off now. It just means the world to me, just having my family watch it on TV. My dad was actually here, and just felt great to just see him after the game, tears in his eyes, just give him a hug and just tell him I love him. So.
Ike, you've talked about that journey. What was it like, after the game, with teammates and coaches? I'm sure they congratulated you and all that. Can you just describe what that moment was like, and really taking it all in after, you got to play basically a whole game?
Yeah, it felt great. Like, everyone was coming up to me, just congratulating me, just telling me that they're proud of me, and it just felt good that all this work that I've been putting in to make it to this moment is finally coming to fruition. So I'm saying, winning a game and doing everything I did out there, it felt pretty good.
No, from what Coach Holgorsen told us, you got a lot of work this week, so you were on call, I guess, going in depending on how things went. How much did that help you when you did get called in, or were you even expecting, maybe later in the game to get in, or sort of what was the game plan for you?
The whole week, obviously, I did get a lot of work in with the ones as well as the twos. I knew at some point I was going to get into the game, and I just wanted to stay ready and just do what I can out there on the field.
When you did get called in, what was it like being under center, or at least in the huddle that first time?
Um,
There's always a huddle story.
Yeah. It wasn't really a huddle. I don't know if you guys know, but I just ran out there. Tune had to come out, so I had to run out there. I was more anxious than nervous. I was just ready to – I knew I was going to play at some point this game, and I just – when that moment came for me to go in, it felt good to get out there. It was more relaxing, really. It sounds like a lot of people will say that they have nerves or they got like butterflies in their stomach, but for me, I was ready to go. I was just anxious.
Tank talked about how you and him spent a lot of time this week, working together in preparation since you expected, to get some time. Can you just talk about what it's like having a receiver like that, a guy you can trust and sort of get into a rhythm early as you're coming into, your first full game really of playing time?
Yeah, having a receiver like Tank is amazing, especially not playing a lot and coming into the game unexpectedly. It's kind of like a security blanket, really. He's just an athletic kid, and I just knew, he was going to get open a lot. He's going to make plays for me, and it just helped out a lot.
I'm kind of staying on the topic with Nathaniel Dell, but he kind of gave you – he said, whenever you came in that he trusted your arm, kind of backing you up. What does it mean when you hear your teammates like that show that confidence in you, you came into the game and really, he said, you guys didn't miss a beat?
Yeah, it just goes to show the trust we have and everyone on the team. We all work together. We're with each other, every day. We see these guys every day. And everyone on that field, everyone wearing that Houston across their chest, everyone has the utmost trust in each other on this team.
One or two more.
You mentioned earlier about sort of betting on yourself and doing it. Did you have options to maybe stay out in California, do the JUCO route, or was that not something you wanted to do?
Yeah.
And did you have a connection here that sort of helped facilitate, coming here? Why Houston?
Why Houston? It really, if we're being honest, I really didn't want to go the JUCO route. I wanted to get into a 4-year, kind of get my degree started. It really ended up being Houston because it was the only school that replied back to me. I was out, in high school, just sending my film to everybody. I'm talking about everybody, head coaches, assistant coaches, GAs, everybody. I was just trying to get my film out there, and the old staff ended up seeing it and gave me a shot, so I took it.
Are you still a walk-on?
Still a walk-on, yes, sir.
So this is national TV now. This is your opportunity. Scholarship time, or?
I mean, I don't make those decisions, but it is what it is. Yeah, but I don't make those decisions. It'd be great if it happens. If not, I'll be all right.
I was just wondering if you could take me through, your first touchdown pass. Obviously, that's a big milestone. Not only getting out there, but actually being able to, score, and what that moment was like for you, what was going through your head when it happened and all that.
It was kind of – that whole play was really – I knew where I was going with the ball pre-snap, kind of got it out there as a Tank, and he just made a play, scored a touchdown. It was kind of all like a blur. It felt amazing, really, just after, just congratulating the guys on the good drive, then looking up in the stands, seeing my family and friends up there, and it meant the world to me to see them, see me succeed out on the field.
One more.
Ike, excuse me, Ike, I guess a few years ago your first game was against Texas Southern.
Right.
Since then, counting last week, I think you had maybe 3 snaps or something like that. What's it like when you are there on the bench or maybe on the depth chart, and you just sort of wait your turn? You keep going to practice, you keep proving what you did this summer, what they like. How does that play out? Well, how does that feel when you sort of don't know when your next game is going to be or when your next snap's going to be?
Yeah, that's just the life of being a backup. You just got to be ready for any moment. Anything can happen on any given play. That's why I just put the work in that I do, because you never know when that chance is going to come. You never know when you're going to have to go out there and make some plays, help the team win a game. So I really just stay ready for every moment. I just put all the work in that I need to be ready to go out there and do everything I can for this team.
Thanks so much, Ike.
I appreciate y'all.